Hi everyone, it's Roxanne, and today is episode 1 of the Bed Confessional, which is a series I'm gonna start. Um, First, to give you a little context, it's a bit difficult for me to create content because it takes time, it takes energy. You always have to think of new ideas to keep people entertained, keep people coming back. And um, I feel like it's not an easy thing for someone who isn't struggling with their mental health, and I feel like it's twice as difficult for someone who is, which is my case. So I'm trying to find content ideas that are relatable but also easy for me to make because I can't, like, it's too much for me to like film for hours and make montages and edits, etc. I feel like the videos that I make every day, my drawing videos every day, is already a lot. It requires a lot of time, a lot of energy, even if to you guys it might not look like it. So today I wanted to share about something I've been having a hard time dealing with, which is my anxiety attacks. For some reason, I have this reoccurring pattern where every 3 years, I don't want to call this like a regression because I don't feel like I'm regressing in any way. I feel like I get better every year and I heal more every year and I learn new things and new ways to deal with my own issues. But when I was 16, 17, that was the first time I started dealing with anxiety. I had a depression and I took medication. I got better. And then 3 years later, I dated a narcissist and it brought up a lot of things from the past. It was different, but same thing. Started having panic attacks, had to go see my psychiatrist again, took medication again. If I feel like talking about it, I'll get more into details in other videos. But um, now I'm dealing with anxiety attacks again. Now, I did say this happens every 2, 3 years. 3, 4 years, sorry. But last year, some very difficult things happened to me. And same thing, I won't get into details today. And it brought up so much anxiety. Um, I don't know if it's the same term in English, but in French, I was diagnosed with spasmophilia, which is a certain type of panic attacks where I feel like I can't breathe, I feel lightheaded, I feel like I'm gonna pass out, um, I can't walk or like my legs start shaking. It's very, very difficult. But the thing is, I was abroad going to school in the French West Indies in Guadeloupe, and I didn't have a doctor there. I was going to school. I was an intern. I didn't make a lot of money. I didn't have the money to go see a psychiatrist. I didn't have the money to get medication, so I had to deal with all that stuff by myself. And right now, I'm back home for a couple months before I leave for my second year of master's abroad again. Hopefully, I think I'll be accepted, but fingers crossed. But I feel very positive about it. I'm very confident about it. But for some reason, I'm back home. I'm with my parents. I have a very healthy household now. My parents might say otherwise because I feel like they're a little hard on themselves. But I feel like we have a much healthier dynamic now than we had like a decade ago. I have a very, very good relationship with my parents. Um, I don't need to worry about anything. I have a great life here in Paris. But for some reason, I've been getting panic attacks again. And when I need to take public transportation, I get that same feeling. My legs start shaking. I can't breathe. I feel lightheaded. I feel like I'm going to pass out. And it scares me, and I just end up not taking the bus, the train, or whatever, and I just walk everywhere, which is fine. But it is a problem because I love to travel. I love to go out. I love to do things, go to the museum, the restaurant, etc. And, sometimes it would be easier if I could just take the train instead of just walking for like 4 or 5 hours. Again, it's fine, but, Um, so, and also traveling because I have a couple trips planned. And if I can't even take the train in Paris, it's going to be very difficult for me to travel. I'm a bit worried. I saw my psychiatrist and I'm taking medication. I saw her last week. And I've been practicing going on the tram with my dad. Like, we go on, we go off, tuck, 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 a couple times. And I feel a lot better. But the first time, like, I felt so defeated. I felt so terrible. Like, I felt like a complete loser. That I couldn't even control my own emotions. And I do feel like these last couple of years, I'm a lot more sensitive. Like, I used to love roller coasters. I can't go on roller coasters anymore. I used to love horror movies. If I go and see a horror movie at the cinema, I might get a panic attack. Like, if I get too overly stimulated with people, sounds, smells, too much movement, if there are too many people, same thing. Maybe I have claustrophobia. I don't know. I never had that problem before. If there's a baby crying, that used to never bother me before, but now it quickly makes me feel overwhelmed. And same thing, I feel lightheaded, my heart starts pounding in my chest, I feel like I can't breathe. It's it's difficult. And so as I said, I walk to work, and I've been trying to get on the tram. I've been successful a couple of times recently, so I'm very happy and proud of myself for that. But I'm still trying to understand why I'm dealing with panic attacks now. I talked about it with my dad because me and my father are very, very close, and we talk about basically everything. And he told me that I might have PTSD, that all these things that happened last year, because I am back in a safe environment, they're coming up to the surface because I can feel those emotions now. Back then, last year, I had to keep my head out of the water and keep going. Regardless of what was happening in my life, the environment I was in, the people that were hurting me, I had to keep moving because, well, first of all, that's what I always tell people. If you're dealing with depression, you have to keep moving. You have to stay active. You have to go out and walk. You have to create. You have to go out and socialize. That's how you get out of your rut. But also, if I didn't keep going, I would have failed my year. I would have gotten fired from my internship. There would have been a lot of bad things that would have happened, and that would have added up on top of everything else. And I didn't want to let these bad people win. I didn't want to fail, and in the end, kind of just let them get their way. Like, yeah, you hurt me, and on top of that, I failed because I let it keep me from doing what I had to do. So, no. But when I came back to Paris, I think, as my dad said, and he is a very wise man, he thinks that because I'm home and I'm surrounded by love and I don't have to worry about my safety, because I used to live in a very, very bad part of Guadeloupe last year, and I saw some terrible things, that I can let all these things come out because they can. And maybe that's what's happening. I talked about it with my psychiatrist, and she thinks there might be a mix of that, and also maybe my anxiety is manifesting itself as claustrophobia this time. Because I had agoraphobia many years ago, to the point where I couldn't even leave my bedroom for a year. Um, I have completely gotten over that. It was when I was 16, 17 when I went to the hospital. Um, so it was many years ago, even though I'm not that much older. But um, so I don't have agoraphobia. I can go to work, I can go out and socialize, etc. But taking public transportation has been so difficult, and so yeah, I'm working on it. My psychiatrist thinks that I should see um, a doctor specialized in treating PTSD. Um, I don't know yet. I don't know if anybody else is. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of people dealing with the same stuff that I am. I'm not the first, um, but it's been difficult, and I'm still drawing every day. That's been really helping my mental health, but sometimes I'm just so tired. I work long shifts. I'm a waitress. So on top of that, sometimes my shifts are hard, and there's a lot of people that come during the day, and it's throughout the day. Um, and on top of that, I force myself after work to take the tram, and my legs are shaking, and so when I get off, I feel like I ran a marathon because my legs were shaking, my heart is pounding. So all I want to do when I come home is just drop, have food, and go to bed. But I try to do my drawing either before or after work. I try to work out as well. I'm trying to find new ways to create relatable and interesting content. Just because I've been wanting to put myself out there for a while, talk about my experiences. Hopefully, they can guide others and help others, or at least make people feel like they're not alone in this. Um, because when I started, experiencing all these things when I was 17, 16, 17, I felt like no one could relate to me. No friend of mine was going through that. I feel like people don't really talk about it on social media because people want to, show off the best version of themselves, and I understand, but I feel like not a lot of people talk about these things, and so it's important for people to have representation for everything, and mental health is so important for so many reasons. Um, so yeah, as I said in the beginning, I'm not very comfortable with filming myself, so I don't really know how to finish the video. But I'm gonna write down like a list of topics that I would like to talk about, and I'll try and post regularly. And if you guys have any ideas, you can leave them in the comments. I would love to hear your stories. And I have many, 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 many to share. Good ones and bad ones. Unfortunately, that's just the game of life. So, anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you guys soon. Bisous!